Marilyn Monroe was a famous American actress, singer, and model. She was born on June 1st, 1926, in Los Angeles, California, in the United States. Her real name was Norma Jean Mortensen. Many people around the world know of her as a beautiful and talented woman. She became one of the most famous movie stars of all time. She acted in many movies and sang songs too. She was known for her smile, her blonde hair, and her charm, but her life was not always happy. She had many hard times. Still, she followed her dreams and became a star. Marilyn Monroe's real name was Norma Jean Mortensen. She was born on June 1st, 1926, in Los Angeles. Los Angeles is a big city in California. It is where many movies are made. Norma Jean did not have an easy life. Her mother's name was Gladys. Gladys had many problems. She could not take care of Norma Jean. Norma Jean never knew her father. He left before she was born. Because of this, Norma Jean did not live with her parents. She lived with many different families. She moved from one home to another. Sometimes she lived in foster homes. Sometimes she lived in an orphanage, a place for children without parents. She was often sad and lonely. Norma Jean liked to read books and dream. She was shy, but she had a big imagination. She liked to play alone and think about a better life. She wanted to be happy. She wanted to be loved. When she was a teenager, something changed. A man took her picture. He was a photographer. He said, "You are very beautiful." He told her she could be a model. At first, Norma Jean was surprised. She did not think she was special. But the man took more pictures. She smiled. People liked her photos. Soon she started to work as a model. She smiled in magazines. She wore pretty clothes. People started to notice her. She said, "Maybe I can do more. Maybe I can be in movies." Norma Jean wanted a new name for her new life. She changed her name to Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn was a pretty name. Monroe was her mother's last name. Now she had a new name and a new dream. Marilyn said, "I want to be a star." Marilyn Monroe started as a model. People loved her smile, blonde hair, and bright eyes. She looked great in pictures. So many magazines used her photos. She became popular and felt excited. She thought, "Maybe I can be in movies too." Marilyn began to study acting. She went to acting school, read scripts, and practiced speaking and moving. It was not easy at first. Many people said no. But Marilyn did not give up. She believed in her dream. One day, a movie company gave her a small role. She worked hard and listened to her teachers. Soon, she got a bigger part in the 1948 film Ladies of the Chorus. She played a singer. People noticed her and said, "Who is this pretty girl?" She got more roles in romantic and funny movies. She wore nice dresses, had a soft voice, and looked beautiful. But Marilyn wanted more than beauty. She said, "I want to be a good actress, not just a movie star." In the 1950s, Marilyn became very famous. She starred in hits like Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, How to Marry a Millionaire, The 7-Year Itch. She danced, sang songs like Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend, and made people laugh. Fans called her America's sweetheart. She walked red carpets and wore beautiful clothes. Everyone watched her. But inside, Marilyn sometimes felt alone. She said, "Fame is nice, but I want to feel loved inside." She worked hard and smiled for fans, but deep down, she still felt like Norma Jean, the little girl who wanted to be happy. In the 1950s, Marilyn Monroe was one of the most famous women in the world. She starred in many hit movies. People loved her smile and style. They bought magazines with her photo. They went to the movies just to see her. But being famous was not always easy. Her life was full of lights and cameras. She worked long hours. She had to look perfect and smile, even when she felt tired or sad. She once said, I can be the most happy and the most lonely at the same time. Even with her beauty and money, Marilyn felt lonely. She wanted love and peace, but her life was busy and hard. Marilyn also had problems with movie studios. At that time, studios controlled actors. Marilyn wanted to choose better roles, not just play the pretty girl. She said, I'm more than just a pretty face. So she started her own company, Marilyn Monroe Productions. This was rare for women back then. She wanted to choose her own movies. Some people didn't believe in her, but Marilyn was strong. She said, I want to be free. I want to grow. She worked hard to be a better actress. She studied with top teachers, read books, and practiced. She wanted people to see her as smart and talented, not just beautiful. In 1956, she starred in Bus Stop. It was a serious role. She showed deep emotions. People said, she is a real actress. Marilyn felt proud. She said, now people can see the real me. She kept working and learning, but fame made her tired. The world always watched her. She had to stay strong, even when she felt weak inside. Marilyn Monroe's life looked perfect on the outside. She was a movie star, beautiful, rich, and famous. But inside, she often felt sad and lonely. Marilyn wanted something simple, real love. She wanted someone to care for the real her, the quiet, kind girl behind the fame. She was married 3 times. Her first husband was James Dougherty. She married him at 16. She wanted a quiet life, but she also had big dreams. They later separated. Her second husband was Joe DiMaggio, a famous baseball player. People loved the couple. Joe was serious. Marilyn was fun, but they argued. Joe wanted her to quit acting. Marilyn did not. They divorced after 9 months, but Joe still cared for her. He sent her flowers even after the breakup. Her third husband was Arthur Miller, a writer. He was smart and quiet. Marilyn believed he understood her. At first, they were happy. But Marilyn wanted children, and that dream did not come true. She had health problems and felt very sad. Their marriage also ended. Marilyn said, I'm trying to find myself. Sometimes that's not easy. She felt more tired and sick. The stress from work and life made it worse. She took medicine to help her sleep, but it made her feel weak and confused. Still, she kept acting. In 1959, she starred in the hit film Some Like It Hot. It was funny, and people loved it. She even won a Golden Globe. She smiled on stage, but inside she was still hurting. Marilyn said, I just want to be happy like everyone else. Even though Marilyn Monroe died young, her story did not end. After her death, people all over the world continued to talk about her, watch her movies, and remember her smile. Her face was on posters, t-shirts, and books. Her voice and pictures stayed in people's hearts. Many people call her a legend, someone who is remembered forever. She acted in more than 30 movies. Some were funny, some were romantic, some were sad. In all of them, Marilyn showed something special. She had charm, emotion, and magic. People felt close to her, like she was their friend. Young actors and singers still say, I look up to Marilyn Monroe. They admire her for her beauty, her strength, and her courage. They know her life was hard, but she still tried to shine. Marilyn also changed how people think about fame and women in movies. She showed that being famous is not always easy. She showed that a woman can be beautiful and smart, strong and soft. She wanted people to see the real person behind the makeup and the lights. Today, many people still visit her grave in California. They bring flowers and notes. Some write messages like, "Thank you, Marilyn," or "We love you." There are museums, books, and movies about her life. People study her and try to understand her better. She is part of history now. Even people who were born many years after she died know her name. They know her blonde hair, red lips, and sweet smile. They know the way she said, "I just want to be loved." And that's what Marilyn Monroe gave to the world: love, hope, beauty, and a reminder that behind every star is a real person with dreams and feelings. Her story teaches us something important. Never stop dreaming, even if life is hard. Be kind, be strong, and always try to shine even in the dark. Marilyn Monroe will always be remembered. She was not just a star in movies, she was a star in the sky.